Okay, guys. So I just noticed that I had forgotten to include the a prefix here before enemy medium. So make sure that you include that for us to declare the instance of our enemy medium object here, which we are going to use. Okay, now let's implement everything. So here on begin play, first of all, we want to define the player location, get actor rotation. There we go. And then rotation, we want to get actor rotation. Okay, and now we need to implement spawn actor. So as I mentioned, our idea here is that we will randomly spawn any of the actors, so either fast, medium, or slow one. So we need first to create a random variable. So I'll create an integer. I'll call it my random, and then I'll use the fmath function random rand range, ranging from 1 to 3. Okay, so this will generate an integer ranging from 1 to 3, which we'll use as our switch variable. So I'll use my switch function. I'll pass in my random variable. Oops. Random variable. There we go. So the first case will be um, I will define that enemy will be equals to my enemy slope. Okay. My second case will be that enemy equals to enemy medium. And my third case enemy equals to enemy fast. There we go. Oops, forgot the breaks. Break 1, break 2, break 3. Here we go. Okay. So now that we have done this switch iteration, we'll know that the enemy variable will contain any of these enemy objects depending on the random variable. And all we need to do is to spawn the actor. So we'll get world spawn actor type a enemy. I will spawn the enemy at this location and rotation. Okay, there we have it. Okay, so now what we want to do is that we want to have the uh, timer to call my spawner function. So for this, I need to call get world timer manager. I'll call the function set timer. I will pass in my timer handle. I'll use this as the context, and then I will point to the address of the function that I want the timer to call. So I'll access a spawner class and my spawn actor function. So I want this to wait 3 seconds, and I want this to loop, so I'll pass in the boolean true. Okay, so there we have it. So now all we need to do is to compile and save and type things on the blueprints. Okay, so what we need to do then is to open my blueprint spawner. And here is a slot for each of the variables that we have exposed with view property. So for enemy slow, I want to make sure that I choose my blueprint of the enemy slow, and then I relate each corresponding blueprint to the variable here. I can hit compile and save. Okay, and let's just compile once more just to make sure. Okay, so before that, we want to make sure that we set physics as simulate physics disabled for all the enemies here. And also, I noticed that I had forgotten to call my print function from the constructor. So I'll just do it here. Print, there we go. Okay, and now if we hit play, we're gonna see is that we are randomly spawning all the three types of enemies. So there goes the medium speed enemy, then the fast one, and then the slow one. I think there's probably something wrong with the speed of the slow one. So let's just check. Speed slow. Yeah, my intention was to set as 50, not as 500, so that it can move slower than the other ones. So let's again compile and save. And if we hit play,